Your Grace, welcome.
Why are there letters occupying my throne? All information is to be handed to my room before sunrise.
There's only one protocol that bypasses this ruling. A case of emergency.
The scent of blood across Valdorus has never been stronger as of this moment. War is inbound, and the children are grown. That took quicker than I estimated. There has also been discussions on sending a spy out to point out the weaker structures of your palace. My queen, the end of days may be approaching.
Your Grace, this could be a revolutionary movement to make. To prepare. Are you sure those words are from honesty?
Lance is the finest informant that Dethia has. His courage matches the same strength that upholds this temple. His writing looks hurried, the concern in his words. It's a warning cry to prepare. You guards are appointed as watchers. A stable a mile outside this temple shall accompany your position as you await any sign of invasion. Ari shall report to me once he and his children attempt to ravage this temple.
And you want all guards accounted for. This is only going to amplify the anxiety from those who reside in Dethia. You're not respected as it is.
They want my head, but are too weak to lift a sword. They hate my guts, but are afraid to make a word. This is about survival and assuring he does not take the throne back. Where's the ultimate weapon?
You can't use that.
I am queen, and I can use whatever I request. Where is it?
The cellar with all mementos. Why? Don't tell me you're going to do what I fear at this time.
It's insurance. He holds the opportunity to end my life without any chance of my escape. I'll use this. Either way, he is a disease, and I will cure this universe from his madness. For him and anyone alongside, it will be the end of days.
Liam Catterson and Juliet O in The Catterson Chronicles, Series 3, Episode 4, A Game of Thrones, written by Liam Catterson.
I don't think I can ever get over the fact I have just seen the Beatles live on stage. It's very eerie to know that has happened.
I did promise wonderful venues. 1963 is an incredible year for a lot of reasons, but I had an interesting thought alongside the performance. I thought we'd stick around 1963, but travel elsewhere.
Sounds interesting. What purpose is this for?
Do you ever get people disappointed with how they expected that by 2005 we'd have flying cars, robots replacing the jobs of the ordinary, and computers that present graphics that are the exact mirror image of the site you see today?
Kind of. But I've always been a realist. Technology needs small steps, which is what is happening right now. People just expect it to jump from A to F in the space of a number of years.
Spot on thoughts. People expect too much these days. The simple human mind, too impatient. Back in the early 1600s, exhibitionists discovered a portal that led to another planet, though at first they thought they jumped from one side of the Earth to another, until they discovered technology.
Or that could jump them into the future.
They also conjured up that theory, until one person had discovered that the planetary position in the universe was light years from Earth's location, and with technology on the planet, they confirmed time travel was never a factor. There was a second Earth out there that could host humans, animals, and futuristic technology, a second chance for humanity.
Are you telling me that in all the time we have spent together, you have kept something groundbreaking like a second Earth where people have been popping off to for years from me?
Well, people have not gone through at will. The portal closed and never got reopened. These people have never found any successful method in calling Earth and have been stuck on this planet for hundreds of years, branching out their own civilization for humanity, a more advanced version. You have to think, if this planet could produce technology in the early 1600s, who knows what they have produced by 1963? I think it's worth a look. Humanity starts again, Earth 2.0, or as it's properly named, Valdorus. To the other. Humanity's progression, their rebirth. Welcome to Valdorus?
Doesn't look very advanced. I was expecting flying cars, holographic people or cities, something that put London 2107 to shame.
I did too. All I see is fields, no sign of a futuristic vibe. And when the first passengers went through, they had the technology that your planet currently has. Maybe at 10 years. Oh, something's off.
Maybe not. Maybe we're at a peaceful area of this planet. Something refreshing. Not too packed with people, technology and gadgets. We don't even know how massive this planet is.
Your thinking is on the right path, but my senses are not feeling that futuristic vibe it should be giving off. I know, I've been here before, and something is not right. I'll be right back. I'm just going to check if we've accidentally travelled back in time or on the wrong planet.
Is that a machine? Looks kind of dismantled. Might prove there is technology on here. Seems a bit dead. Okay, I don't think that's good news. Liam! Oh no, a net! I assume they are behind this. Liam, help me!
Are you even sure that this is the right planet in the right time zone? This is apparently Valdorus, but with no trace of technology. I can't even think of a reason why. I'm sure we could ask around and find out what happened. That is a real shame. No such trace of technology on a planet that is supposed to be centuries ahead of the capabilities of human evolution. Sarah, it's a match. This is the right time zone and planet, but there's no sign of... Sarah? Sarah, are you trying to scare me again? I told you I'm not fond of that. Sarah? Oh, no, please no. Wait a minute, I think there's debris there. Netting. Oh no, she was captured by something. And she's dropped her phone. That or I finally found some signs of living technology on this planet. Maybe if I can trace her fingerprints, I can find out where she is. Okay, old girl, I know I was searching for signs of technology. Now I need you to find me someone who people just kidnapped. 5 minutes, and she gets taken by Lord knows what. I think me and her captor are going to have some strong words. Sarah! Sarah! Mixed signals coming from the neural unit. It's not specifying much, but something's in this direction. Sarah? Sarah! Where are you? She's not here. But there remains to be a flashing gadget. Is this why the Opus brought me here? Maybe technology is rare. What's so special about you then?
Prepare the cell. Bring the equipment. Our report was right.
You know, for an advanced part of humanity like you lot, you certainly do like going medieval. Locking me in chains, marching me to this place. I don't know why you're wanting me as a prisoner. I've done nothing wrong. Hey, let me out! You're getting this all wrong.
Such a false belief to preach. Yet it is predictable. It's a response I wait for. People like you. Those willing to assassinate me.
Wait? You thought I was going to assassinate you?
Is it coincidental? A plan to remove your queen from the throne is nearing, and somehow a face that I have never seen before nears East Haven, disguised in clothing that is not worn by those who reside here. It makes sense to try and be discreet about eliminating the last name in my dynasty, but as you're aware, we've been prepared for every possible outcome.
I have no idea what you're talking about, and to be honest, you're getting confused. I am not for whoever your enemy is. I am just a random traveller who wanted to explore this planet, and then the next thing I know, hundreds of your men on horses come charging at me. Besides, if I had known a charming individual like you would have captured me, maybe I wouldn't have a problem.
Charm. A trait that is commonly used to release information from my voice, then passed along to the opposite force. There are many ways I could get you to confess your alliance. Different methods of torture can be vital to extract what your plans are, confirmation to why the Queen sent you here. We'll see what you plan to do when you're clinging on to life, thanks to starvation.
At some point, you're going to have to release me, because you'll suddenly realise that you've made a huge mistake, and my friend will make sure you listen, because once he finds out who exactly orchestrated my kidnapping, you'll be sorry.
You have no authority to threaten me. Do you know who I am? I am George Tarenerys, blood of the dragon, rightful heir to the throne, leader of Unsullied, man of fire, and I shall take back my father's throne and create a better kingdom than your queen can ever build.
Why does this sound a bit too familiar? Listen, I am not even involved in your stupid civil war. I couldn't give a crap about who rules this planet. Just let me out. I need to reunite with my friend.
My king, the children require you.
Any further words she makes don't fall for her lies. By the hour's end, I need a report on how many we are until we launch a strike. I'll deal with you later.
Ah, you are finally awake. Now we can begin.
Where the hell am I now?
The interrogation chamber. Before I sentence you to execution, all valuable information shall be collected. Did you think your disturbance into the Iron Temple could gift you and your king victory?
King? Wait, I'm a bit lost. First, what have I done that allows you to interrogate me?
Don't pride yourself with innocence. You knew your objective, and yet you still feel compelled to feed me lies. The more you fall victim to blasphemy, the more your death shall torment you.
Well, we have a problem. You assume that all I am doing is lying for protection, but what am I protecting?
Your king. The one who assumes he holds the right to the Iron Temple, the throne. George Tarenerys holds too much immaturity, and as time progresses, so does the army he wishes to overthrow me with. The creation of distractive methods used whilst his armies come charging at my gate is something I'm not oblivious to. A shame you won't be able to warn him that this plan of strength is weakness, as my men and women are prepared.
I wouldn't be able to warn this George anything because he is not my concern. You are. You have a friend of mine. You took her not that long ago. Where is she?
What are you talking about?
Do I need to speak any more clearly? Your lot kidnapped my friend, my female friend called Sarah. Darkish hair, innocent face, had a coat on. You should know what she looks like since you took her.
Our manifest doesn't command us to scout for men and women to be hostages unless they are unduly within my kingdom. We have had 0 captures today regardless, so your worries can be silenced. Now confess.
Confess to what?
Confess to your intrusion that aimed to weaken us.
If you're still going on about me invading your pretty little kingdom for this king who I don't even know of, you're fooling yourself. Does this face look like I'm lying to you?
George is known to take in those tortured in slavery, without lineage, without future. The darkened lives they led turn into a life that is ruthlessly happy in their eyes. They allow him to shape his army to his desire, with strength, persuasion, and malice. You could be another example of mastering perception to keep your king's safety secure.
Will you stop associating me to this King George? I have no part in his cozy little kingdom and I have no interest.
Very well. Despite how others may see my personality, I am fair to offer criminals a chance to survive torture. But your ignorance has blinded you. It's opened the door for pain. Send my champion in.
What are you planning on doing?
This is one of the finest warriors in Valdorus. His brother ripped out his tongue, so he won't be able to respond to your pleas. Just listens as you channel your agony through your throat. That is until he beats on the throat, muting you too.
Listen, I am not working for your king. I am willing to listen to you. You just need to listen to me.
Start with the face. It's bothering me.
No, look!
I gave no such permission for you to stain my floor with your blood. The ribs, so he can be weakened.
Oh, come on.
Like the residents of this planet who've undergone my warrior's torture, you're looking quite fragile. They usually pass when we move to the third method. Your death will be easier if you confess.
I'd only be confessing to lies.
The clamps. His fingers and toes must be crushed. Bring it through.
Are you stubborn? If it knocks some common sense in your head, I'm a time traveler, or Sellian to be precise. You need to listen.
What was that? Hold the clamps. Time traveler? They were all banished a very long time ago.
There's a red cylinder type of vehicle in your fancy palace, is that right? That is my time machine. I came here because I wanted to show my companion Valdorus a world where humanity dwells on advanced technology, a world where humanity is civilized. And because you kidnapped my friend as if you were a barbarian, my time machine brought me here to rescue her. And the path led me to a device in your castle which I have no idea what it is or what it does.
I was swayed on belief when you talked about time travel. It seems you have extended your proof with your innocence. My men found a red cylinder in our basement, one I did not sanction into my palace. The casual civilian couldn't know about this planet's past to support technology either.
If I may add, he could be lying to protect himself. Information could easily be leaked.
Easily? Those rodents in the streets, clawing at my carriage when I pass from one area of this kingdom to the other? They have no idea about the past, over how technology infested this planet. His face walks into my palace and he seemingly has a knowledge of the past. Before today, you and I knew of this information to be true, so unless you have a confession, Ari, I'm inclined to believe him.
Finally.
That doesn't mean my behavior towards you will shift. It's foolish to start developing trust to a man of mystery. There's still answers I seek to gain.
Yeah, and the same applies to you. You seem adamant that you didn't take my partner, and if that's the case, you won't mind if I don't stay here for long, because as far as I'm concerned, she is my top priority, not your stupid hatred for this George. So, let's start from the beginning. That device, what is it, and how come technology is seemingly gone?
What's your idea to be walking around the cell with confidence? I could have had you silenced, tortured. I'm sure there are methods that could accommodate for your suffering.
Is this what you do to all your prisoners then? It's only been half an hour and you're already checking up on me.
I'm giving you one last chance to reveal your true alliance, before the truth comes out without mercy. Confess, and there'll be no harm.
George.
You daren't speak of my first name. I should be named king by all that stand below me.
I can't exactly confess to this supposed alliance if there's nothing to confess to. How would you like it if I accused you of stealing my camera?
But we didn't.
Exactly my point. But I could just accuse you of a false crime, similar to how you're imprisoning me for something I didn't even do. Let me go now and the damage will be less worse, believe me.
And how can you expect me to approach you in forgiving nature when you resort to threats? That's twice you've echoed the roar of a lion. Appropriate. You've given me reasons to be the host for your journey's end. Take her to the pits where my children can feed on her.
Wait, no, you don't understand.
You refuse life by not confessing to the poisonous queen, and you make threats against me on more than one occasion. I see no reason for you to live past the hour. Take her to the final place.
No, you have to listen. And by that I mean if you wish to survive.
You believe that my survival depends on yours? What kind of foolishly did you take me for?
I've just seen your enemy, I believe. A blonde-haired queen north of this planet. I know what she is going to do to you. She's going to kill every single one of you with her weapon.
Hold on. How can a spy for that evil nightmare who is wrongfully queen be prepared to reveal her true plans? Unless this is what she's hoping.
Get it through your head. I am not working for your enemy. I seriously wonder what you tell is right and wrong for your judgment, but I am telling the truth, and if you don't listen to me, everyone on this planet will die.
Everyone. Including her. A price for the defeat of a false queen. How are you enlightened to speak about this information if you're honest about your disloyalty to Sesski?
I'll give it a shot, but if I tell you, you can't breathe a word about this to my friend when I do reunite with him. Deal?
I don't negotiate with anyone. You either reveal your reason or I see no use in having you alive.
I have these powers. They allow me to see the past and future, which can offer alternatives.
Hold on a second. How is that possible?
I don't like to talk about it.
But the theories. You're the key.
Key to what?
The end to the war.
The technological device's function does not concern you.
It is now that I'm here. Queen Sesski, to you I may be a small individual that lacks power, and I respect that this is your kingdom, but I am someone who knows about this planet, a person who's been through it all. As this is the only piece of technology I can find, I need to know the purpose of this device, why it's here, and not, say, a robotic maid who will cook you breakfast.
That word, robotic. It brings back a horror once spoken, memories of the past that shan't be reflected upon again.
But they must if it brings bad memories. I need to know.
Ari, bring wine from the cellars. In a past where my grandfather was young and known for being the valiant hand of King Rahareys Tarenerys, there were reports of the structure of this planet vastly different. A haven for technology and harmony amongst the people. That turned to extinction when the scrolls described robotic men, void from feeling, stormed down and commenced a massacre. The long-aging father of George had power to burn them all with this weapon. His madness, a trait infamous to his dynasty, distracted him from putting a stop to the monsters. Most technology was taken, many lives painted the grass red, all because he didn't come close to making the call.
Most technology. Apart from this. And I'm guessing the Axe of Rahareys gave you a meaning to find disgust in George.
Passages wrote of George's ancestors before his father to commit horrific acts when they were in charge of Valdorus. Grandfather was firm. He drew his sword and killed the king when he had another one of his mad visions that tempted him to burn Valdorus with his weapon. The rest of George's family fled when my grandfather, first of my dynasty's name on the throne, committed a sack on the Tarenerys family. Learning of his family's acts didn't bring me shame. It disgusted me that Rahareys allowed such thoughts to be an option.
And these invasions from George's group have escalated your hatred for his family, I assume?
He sees a desire to reclaim a throne he doesn't deserve. But those means are extreme, so he can do to me what my grandfather did to his father, with no consequence for him.
So, what is this device for? You said George's father threatened to use it to burn Valdorus.
This is a planetary bomb that can create a wave, disintegrating the voices that wish to oppose me. And once ready, the false king who bathes himself with fire shall be cremated by the power of the only technology to exist on Valdorus.
No. Never violence. You may have hatred at George that is at boiling point, but it doesn't need to end this way.
It doesn't need to end in a way that could see my demise. I'll not take the chance to face death by his madness without a legacy. You can't persuade me to end this alternatively, as the pair of us share something in common. Death is the pillar to the war's end.
Then, how come you haven't used it? I can't exactly pen your story of this is your life, but in the, I'd say 2 hours I've been here, I know you're cold. You won't miss any open opportunities. You could be on the brink of starvation and risk eating your most despised meal if it means survival. I'm a quick learner, so it intrigues me how you seem to have knowledge on this device, yet you're so hesitant on using it if it means ending the war in your favor.
There is a complication. It isn't just a bomb that can kill George and his savages. It ends every breathing man, woman, child, or animal that exists on this planet. This bomb is life's end. It would be pointless for such a device to burn the Tarenerys name into ashes if I followed the same destiny.
Maybe that's a good thing. What happens if there's an attack too big for you and your soldiers?
Then I shall accept my fate of being turned to ashes. Allowing such a risk like dying from George's hands for him to take leadership for his own would be the move of a village idiot. If I face the brink of death, I'll die with him.
No! You're not going to use that! Didn't your grandfather kill George's father because he threatened to burn this planet? Here you are, saying you will use this if it comes down to the bomb being the only option to not just ending the war, but ending the innocence on this planet. You're unable to find some kind of truce? A nice cup of tea alongside a treaty?
The insanity of his family is infectious. Each generation carries the same blood on their hands. My house and his will never merge. For as long as he's part of dragon blood.
Dragon blood?
A house that ties to the incarnation of a dragon. They never burn and age slowly. George carries dragons of his own, unable to be unshackled until their size reduces our weaponry to a meaningless object. If there exists such an idea as a complement to the Tarenerys dynasty, they relentlessly aid development of anything. They're proficient, but they can't develop an understanding that this is where I stand, not them. They can't develop acceptance.
Oh, no, this is Game of Thrones all over again.
That being?
Nothing, just referencing. Sometimes the universe is filled with a lot of coincidences. Sesski, don't do this. There can be a way to solve this without either of you killing the other.
Mistress, your banquet is prepared.
Leave this place if you seek no preparation for conflict. His family has created a fracture impossible to repair. It's unwise to seek hope for a parlay to erase hatred. I suggest you realize that.
Nothing's ever impossible, Sesski. Zehra, please be okay wherever you are.
Do you think it's strategic to forward the attack to now? Why not wait until we have every slave and supplies prepared?
Because our ashes can't reclaim the throne, Jeyla. If Sesskasays is on the verge of destroying not just us, but everything on this planet, waiting is just as equal to surrendering.
We've come to placing full faith towards her thoughts. Thoughts that could turn out wrong, or thoughts that could lead into a trap.
We've always anticipated Sesski's idea of killing us. Not only has the woman enlightened us over how she plans to achieve that, but she completes the prophecy.
Yeah, what the hell is it that I said that has gotten you to change your minds? What is this prophecy all about?
When I was a child, barely able to walk, my home had a cave. A place of solitude as my brother reigned terror with demands against slaves. One day I uncovered a letter. At that time, they theorized events from the future that would in years to follow transpire as described. I adopted the letter for my own when the events came to light. One prophecy spoke of a person that resides in the past, present and future, being the key to ending a war that threatens to see the end of Valdorus. That the bearer of the letter would participate in a war and become king or queen. A marriage with that person would support this planet, as the person would prevent any possibilities that may see Valdorus become damaged once more.
Oh dear.
Your power of foreseeing the future and what you've just told me about how you made your way on Valdorus merges into the prophecy. You are the key.
Yeah, but I don't think marriage is really my thing with someone I just met.
I can accept a longer duration of time until we solidify Valdorus.
This is awkward. Listen, I do think you look nice, but I don't think a person like me who travels can commit to a marriage. Sorry, but you don't need someone who has these powers to end this war. There is a way, and it's a way everybody wins. Peace.
Peace wasn't offered to my father when he was killed. The man that ended my father's life was hungry for the title my father had. My father had been corrupt, but there wasn't a second of contemplation. I am not going to be as defenseless as he was.
Armies have moved forth to Deathia, and the children are prepared to exit their temple. Are you sure you're prepared to go through with this?
I am. I am sorry you refused a union. Usually this wouldn't be an option, but your face doesn't seem to want to be familiar in a world like this. That can be my rare example of sympathy.
Oh my god. Is that what I think it is?
My children, as my key to the end of this war, you shall board the same dragon I ride on. Today this war shall end.
Oh, this is bad. Wherever the hell you are, Liam, I hope you are able to have a say in this.
In some extent, I felt you would stay. At the same time, I thought your friend's situation would occupy you.
I come up with theories over what could have happened to her. Could a random group that's not on your mind be the responsible act to Sarah's disappearance? George? Could you be lying? It's my fault in a sense. I should have enabled my trackers like I did before. I only disabled them because Sarah wasn't disappearing and it was draining the systems.
If there was a sign of pity, I'd give you pity. But all you are is information.
Well, ain't that nice?
We're not friends with a deep connection. We're not lovers. We're not even family. You're information of a place that was faced by technology, harmony, evolution. Now a planet regressed from paradise. You and your friend are no concern for me. And if she's alongside George, aiding him, I will still kill her.
You'll do no such thing!
She's the enemy in my eyes. As I said, I am not your ally. My survival and victory is more precious than the life of a friend, by choice or not.
Queen! News! It's him! Scouts picked up dragons in the distance, and an army is approaching your palace.
Now? But the reports accounted a few days at least.
It's how George is described. Long, white hair, assisted with a darker-haired female.
Wait, Sarah!
Have all soldiers armed. Get the technological weapon in my hands.
Wait, Queen, what are you planning on doing with the weapon?
A last resort. If my life seeks an end by his hand, it will be used.
You can't! This planet will burn, everyone will die!
What would be the difference if I were to die, and he were to take the mantle of leadership? My direction allows George's family to be removed from this universe once and for all.
But I can't allow you to do that. A decision like this is not one you could go through with!
Take him to the prisons. Don't let him escape.
No, Sesski! You can't go through this! Listen!
Rally all guards to the front of the gate. Prepare the ballista to take down the dragons he has. Fortify all positions at every gate that enclose the city.
Your Majesty, is it true? Are you going to kill us all?
Cease your questions and get everyone prepared now!
There it is. And we have a reception.
I think I'm going to be sick!
Drop this black veil. It's a signal to attack.
George, listen! You don't have to go through with this. There has to be a civil way we can go through this.
They have escaped unpunished for decades. We have leverage and we'll end the Calyces' reign. Give the veil to me.
George, please!
I'll take it myself.
This is sick.
It's war. One she will not win.
What the hell was that?
Strong enough spears to take down a dragon. I suggest you hold on tight.
Why? What's going to happen? George?
Kaya did Eos.
This is super scary. George, you don't need to do this.
Nor do they. If they pledge themselves to me, nobody has to burn. Speaking of that... All those men who oppose us, there'll be memories of those who died for a dishonest cause. They'll all deserve this.
All of this blood, this violence, all because of an immature brat who feels he holds the right to a throne he was denied from.
Queen Sesski of House Calyces. This has been a long day anticipated, as will the conclusion of this moment.
People around Valdorus name you the Tarenerys Prince. It seems vulgar to even call you that. Princes are those in contention for the throne.
I'm no prince. I'm a king, and the rightful name to the throne. Your dynasty were never sincere to have the throne to begin with. That's why you were always going to be a hand at best.
This world still hosts life. Something that would be denied if your father or you were in charge right now.
I'm not my father. I may not be for what he had planned for this planet, but was resorting to murder, and only murder, the best your grandfather could summon. There was never a vote of no confidence, a way to keep him in place or help.
Your kind has always been dangerous. If an animal's aggression has gone beyond repair, you put that animal out of their misery. Valdorus exists because of my family, because of my ruling.
He's not an animal, though. He's just like you, trying to survive.
Is she your new maid? Your partner? Someone you groomed to be at your side?
I was a prisoner, actually. Only because he thought I was a spy for your side.
You talked about George's actions being a method of survival. His end of life is a survival for the universe.
Why? You have this war going on, innocents are being slaughtered. Why does it have to be like this?
I clearly explained the reason why you can hear the screams of war right now. She's going to kill us with that weapon.
You shouldn't know what this is. Unless your friend is secretly a spy. I knew it would be a mistake to listen to his cries of innocence. There's an alliance, isn't there?
Actually, I had visions of you using that weapon to burn this planet.
You speak about powers as if magic and any other surreal tricks devised exists outside the temple. Unless you are within his family, all I can see is lies to protect this tyrant.
I'm not protecting anyone. Both of you do not need this war. I don't like the fact you're ready to burn this planet to oblivion. I don't like the fact he is willing to kill just to continue his father's image. It's childish. I was told this was a planet that was a shining light in humanity. But all I see is the same level of conflict I'm used to seeing.
So, you ask for death?
From the looks of it, that creature screeches from harm, not death. Save yourself the deal from crying over a little consequence.
You have no idea what it's like to see a child harmed. You're that cold. You can't even entertain the idea of having children of your own because, like your family before you, you'll fail them and they'll all die whilst you watch them go one by one.
And your children would possibly die before they got the chance to see the stars. But that won't be an issue anymore. I'm ending this.
Queen, don't!
You do that and you're no different from my father. You didn't activate the weapon?
No, she didn't. Okay, let's not get crazy. You and you can stop what you're doing right now. There's not going to be any bloodshed for as long as I'm here.
Liam! Thank goodness! I was beginning to think I'd never see you again.
After all this time with me? At least give me some credit.
My dragons, what have you done to my children?
Time is currently frozen for the next hour. I made sure that only Sesski, you, and Sarah would be the only things not affected by the wave. The poor Newell unit seems to have taken a bit of damage for the next day or two, but was it worth it? Yes, it was, because there's no more conflict going on, and we can all have a nice discussion. By the way, kidnapping my companion, it wasn't cool.
You expect me to acknowledge that this stranger near East Haven was not suspicious, within an area spies are located? That's right, Sesski. Your report gathering was not exactly discreet. Nevertheless, the important information I gathered didn't require me to return the favour with one of my own.
As I've made obvious, a thing can't exist such as what the female has.
No, just no! Let's move on to the important case at this time, resolving this stupid war.
Sarah, you okay?
Fine, just a bit angry. From her words, she seemed to have held you captive. Cries of innocence was the description used, right?
I think cry's a bit of an overreaction, isn't it?
How were you able to make an escape from my dungeons?
Your dungeons! Maybe mighty for your eyes, but fragile for mine. I'm Liam Catterson. Just accept it. And accept that there'll be no death, because, from what I understand, the pair of you are clearly best friends going through a bit of problems.
Female. You claimed your friend was knowledgeable. What kind of knowledge is ignorance?
Oh, grow a sense of humour. It won't kill you. But that will. And it will kill every single resident on this planet.
I'm aware, and I accept the consequence of sacrifice. This weapon is a siege of the Tarenerys name, reclaiming the throne and forcing this planet to suffer. I'm allowed to make that choice.
But do the people of this planet? You're the official leader of this planet. Oh, don't start. As I was saying, you lead this planet, but you don't speak for the people.
And as I am aware, you do not reside on this planet. How are you at liberty to dictate my thoughts?
Because right now, I am seeing two childish factions. The events that led to this moment may have been serious, but I was told this planet was an elevated form of humanity. What the hell is this then? Two armies killing each other, never a moment of harmony, all because of some stupid leadership.
You are aware on the gravity of this attack. It's a chance to take back what is rightfully mine, to end the tyranny plagued by her hand, the restoration of my ruling.
Maybe in a dream or a coma or another world, not in my vision. Your death shall come, and with your dying breath, you will understand that you were nothing but a shadow of your father, who aspired to live the life that got your father killed.
My father was killed by betrayal. His conflicting mind may have spiraled Valdorus from an opportunist world into a deprived one, but I am not my father. I am better, and I will make this world whole.
You will never get that opportunity, and this weapon will see to that.
No, it won't! There's not going to be any bloodshed whatsoever. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The end of the war.
How do you propose that the war ends today? And there'll be no bloodshed? Your answer is conflicting.
The only way this standoff to conclude is for one of us to meet death. And I am not ready to die.
Neither was my father.
Enough! Nobody is dying. From the pieces of the puzzle that I've been collecting, I formed the perfect jigsaw. You're both equally valid for rulership of this planet. Officially, Sesski has been designated the Queen, but as far as heritage goes, George is the person who should be on the throne. Unfortunately, that incident in the past with both of your ancestors is what sparked this complication. So, here's how everyone wins. You and George are going to form a truce to end this silly civil war.
Out of the question.
Lions and dragons are hostile creatures that are difficult to be tamed. When you put them within the same area as each other, it would be hard to foresee the pair working alongside each other for harmony. How do you see the pair of us at calmness?
Because this planet has been through enough. Did you know how revered this planet was back in the youth of humanity? A planet that was a brand new age for the human race. And now look at it. It's no better than other planets with humans raging a constant civil war against themselves.
You can account all faults to his family.
Can I? Maybe it's your fault too. Who is the person threatening to use that weapon that could destroy everyone on this planet? Also, you can assure George's death. You're pointing a weapon at a person threatening to wipe humanity from the face of this planet. Do you honestly see that as ethical?
You know I would. The only way I am to be removed from royalty is death by natural age. If I don't use this, it will be due to another cause.
No! You don't get it, do you? I am not looking for a bloody end. I am looking for a peaceful end. An end that can see the pair of you working alongside each other to create a better world. Sure, it's not going to be perfect. Sure, you want to pull a knife to his throat, but this planet will not progress if you kill him. Okay, they may fear his name as much as they hate your name, but if you would just understand that you have equal rights to lead this planet and unite, it gives the crowd hope. Most of their lives, they've had to acknowledge a civil war, and they don't know what to believe. But they could look at a better tomorrow if they see two conflicting houses merge together in order to create a better world that should spark hope for this planet.
Her family murdered mine.
True. Yes, it's true. And sure, she has the same venom of the man who killed your father, but I also carry the same thinking that my disgraced father had. And I had to kill him. He was smart when madness didn't overlap his mind.
Her drive that plans to kill me echoes her grandfather's actions.
And if she suddenly surrenders the idea of your death, if she were to work alongside you, like I am hoping for the pair of you to be doing by the end of the day, what then?
There's other potential conclusions between us. Why do you want this to be the ultimate conclusion?
Because I want this planet to succeed once again. You have your visions of success, but it's ignorant. You only see your perfect world, and it's plagued by bloodshed, war. You don't even need to fight each other. Sesski, she can use what makes a Calyces handy. George, you can make what makes a Tarenerys handy. At the end of the day, you will both need each other. George, tell me, what do you want the most? Authority or death?
I want to rule this planet. And I will.
And you won't if my advice is ignored. But it seems like you've made your decision.
My claim to Valdorus has been an eternal journey. I knew about my father's usurper as a child. I hold claim that I am different from my father. I attack because you're no different from your grandfather. Maybe if Sesski removed the need for bloodshed, or if she would bend the knee, either would become as satisfactory. This war could die.
That's good. That's contemplation. It's what I want from this.
I would allow Sesski to share dominance over this planet if I held the main decisions. Seski's position would be similar to her grandfather, only with more power. To be queen, her claim is adoptive. Mine is natural.
Why should I? Liam wants equal opportunities for me and George is evident. George idealizes his world.
With him at your side as an advisor, whilst still being a queen. You're not a fighter, Sesski, whereas George, he'll go out there. He'll fight with dragons. And they look incredible, by the way. But if his madness starts, what then? That's when you can dictate the decisions without resorting to a similar scenario to George's father.
I can't accept that risk.
Oh, come on! I'm almost there. You're even stuttering. There's an idea of consideration in your head, so what's holding you back?
A Tarenerys in charge? I can't help but fear this will lead to identical carnages that his father contributed to. His attacks, his danger, they must be stopped.
See? You're becoming the villain. You're still grappling onto the weapon. Your muscles, they're not even calm right now. George is willing to let bygones be bygones, so why can't you do the same? Because you're clinging onto the past too much. This is about the future.
I am thinking about the future. A future with his family no longer infecting this universe. If Valdorus is threatened with him on the throne, why should it survive?
Because right now, the queen who is built upon logic and strategy is thinking of dying stupidly. You could surrender that weapon right now and enter a new era. An era two of the most powerful names on Valdorus rebuild this planet. What do I need to say more to end this war? If you think you can kill people because you're not getting your own way, you are only being reckless. Trust me. This is a decision that will kill you over and over again throughout the stars.
Never try to take on a situation as if you have any understanding. You do not know what it's like to hold a button that can end the world for a better tomorrow for the universe. So don't you dare presume you can speak for what's logical.
Seriously? I don't? You, in this pathetic civil war, have the authority to stand here, grabbing onto a weapon that can wipe out all life on this planet, saying I can't relate. Go ahead. Say it once more. Because you're arguing against the very same person who had no other choice but to do exactly what you did. No. I did worse things than you and your cold mind could ever think of. I lost everyone! Family, friends, everything! And every night, I sleep and remember the sickening acts I did, and it haunts me. Every single night, every life. It hurts me. every night. You can't even imagine because you have no humanity in you. Go ahead! Go through the same parasitic decision I had to go through! They will only speak more badly about Sesski Calyces than any Tarenerys member if you go through this decision. Take it from experience. Please.
Even if I would ignore your speech, it's deactivated, isn't it? I left you alone for dinner. You disabled it.
Your mind has clicked into what you would do if you were in my shoes now. It may be brutal, but this new world can work. Valdorus can be a marvelous planet once more.
Not many can hold the power to influence my thoughts. George. It'll be imperfect, and my anger against your father will be eternal. But King and Queen... we can hold more structure in upholding this planet. If you, as Liam would phrase it, focus on the future.
If you very think I am failing this planet, you won't conspire against me. You'll be honest. You'll not act in malice. My reign shall follow different path to my father's, and if I have it within reason, you will conspire against me. You'll be burnt alive.
Okay. Before things bounce back to square one, it's time we move on. Inform both armies to stand down so they can serve their new king and queen. And we can start a new beautiful age on this planet.
And how will you achieve that?
Since they're in a position of conflict, I'm going to transmit a message through their subconscious featuring both of your testimonies to end the war. When they come around, they should lower their weapons with the war's end being declared. I'll just pop back in the Orbis to get a spare neural unit ready and a cerebral transceiver and a script on what to say to make these people surrender. Back in a jiffy. Oh, and Sarah, don't get kidnapped again.
You know, sometimes I could just hit him.
Are you conflicted?
About the choice? I have every reason to be. But the past shall never be erased.
It shall not. But we cannot be shadows of who we came from. If this planet is to regain its strength, our union must become operational. Slow steps will see to that. Valdorus can be strong again.
I know I may not speak for the pair of you, but I know this can work. For a better tomorrow. If you remove the bomb and continue the fight, it would never become what it once was. Working together and shredding the civil war, especially with two seemingly powerful hosts, giving people hope and life, even if I am not on board with your personalities in my opinion.
You should really stay and fulfill the prophecy.
I don't think I did anything to end the war. I contributed, but Liam got inside your heads and told you to wake up, if anything. Wait. Your prophecy spoke about someone living in the past, present and future. That's not me. That's Liam. He can travel in time. There's no fixed date for him.
He was the person the prophecy referenced.
Oh, this is going to be awkward when he returns. And speak of the devil.
You know, I really need to organise my equipment better. No wonder I can't find half my stuff.
You're the one prophecy spoke of. There's no destined time for someone who travels in the past, present and future.
What?
So, yeah, George got this prophecy that a person who was in the past, present and future would end this war, which he did, and that he was set to marry that person.
Oh, okay. Oh, this just got really awkward.
You don't want to fulfill the prophecy?
Well, it's not that. I mean, I think you're a nice person, but marriage? Not my thing. I can't keep my time machine in check, let alone maintain a marriage. And besides, why follow a prophecy when you can decide your own future?
Your eyes do tell stories of conflict and resolution to those who stand in your inferno. It's a shame. A man with your eyes could benefit this planet. but they also suggest to break the chains of war. And your help achieving the fictional idea of union to all minds has allowed me to let you fly away.
That became less awkward than I imagined. Still awkward. Anyways, I have the script. Yes, it might sound a bit out of character. I didn't have a lot of time to capture your personalities on script, but that won't matter. As long as George and Sesski declare this, they'll see no choice but to listen. Break a leg.
Whose leg are we speaking about?
It's just a phrase for good luck or to put on a good show. Just go ahead and influence them. This will be on a loop until their inactive condition has ended. Okay, activating recording. Now!
To the people of Valdorus, both Tarenerys and Calyces men embroiled in conflict, what is about to be said has been made official and requires your attention if you want this planet and your lives to continue. This war has ended under the orders of both your new king and queen. An oath thought to be impossible took place, and both myself and George Tarenerys have agreed to mutually share this planet. As king and queen of Valdorus, we understand that there will be confusion and conflicts to this decision.
But Valdorus has been in a vulnerable position for quite some time. With our partnership as king and queen, it promises a world of opportunity and strength. A world where two of the most powerful yet conflicting houses can unite and make a better world. Please, lay down your swords and unite with George and Sesski, as we unite to make Valdorus shine once more. As long as we end this civil war, bloodshed does not have to come between our factions. If your leaders can find peace, I know you will too.
So, do you think they're going to make it work? This planet will reclaim its glory?
Well, if not, then I'm going to be a little mad considering that I had to resort to my less powerful neural unit for a bit. And the obvious. I push the pair to see past the past and look forward into the future. A better future. Maybe this planet will shine with two factions powerful enough overseeing it.
Well, the guards did seem to have a pretty calm reception when they were no longer frozen. I have to kill you though. This was basically Game of Thrones for me.
See, I thought that too. But you've got to think, with billions of planets out there in our universe, some planets will have that possibility of adapting a scenario from something you're aware of. Then again, we did originally come here for an evolved progress of humanity. Can't win them all.
When you finally got through to that queen's head, you mentioned about your troubles with sleeping because of what you did. I know the subject of your war is discouraging, but you know I'm here for you if you ever want to talk about it.
An important theme today was that you can't change what has happened in the past. Tragic events are something you have to accept. That's me every day. Forced to live each day knowing most of my people were wiped out. I can't change that, but what helps me through a better tomorrow is you.
What have I told you about being soft?
Hey, it's true.
Well, one thing I am not getting over is you being part of that prophecy, and he was willing to marry you.
Oh, you. I was put on the spot. Charming guy, but especially since I had no idea what the prophecy was about, everything was just flown into my face.
You know, if you accepted, I could have been a great bridesmaid.
Maybe. Oh, get inside the Orbis, you tease. I'm leaving the stabilizers off on our next adventure.
Hey, I'm for it. Just be interesting to see you down the altar.
Ugh, humans. Such a troublesome species.
Jeyla! Jeyla! Where is the king? Where is he?
Lord Calyces, Rahareys, is as he was, muttering to himself.
Our scans have picked up a dozen ships that may look threatening. We need to do something about them. We can't prevent a potential massacre of these muttering words. I'm getting concerned.
As am I, but I am devoted to his family, as I will be for his children and their children. Their gift of dragon blood to me was appreciated.
As Hand of the King, I am devoted too. However, I am allowed to have a say. We need to blow them out of the sky, but only Rahareys has the passcode for these weapons.
Were they explosions?
I believe they were. We need to head to the King.
Kill them. Kill them all. Kill them all. My mind is twisted. I order an execution on all attacking forces. Kill them all!
His madness flares in crucial times. But we need those codes.
Kill. Burn them. Burn Valdorus. Burn it!
Times like this do become increasingly concerning.
I was cautioned when I was appointed that I may have to do some drastic actions. I need to find the weapons that can clear us from enemy fire myself. If his madness costs us this planet, don't stop me from killing him. Because I will.
Deprive all life from technology and bring them to me. Capture any resisting humans that try to destroy us. They'll be used to add a few additional units to our path. This planet does reportedly host a vast quantity of advanced technology that will benefit us when we strike. Earth shall be subjected to our dominance once we are prepared to make our move. Until then, regress this planet to a state of decay and ensure no technological equipment is left behind. For when the time comes, it could mean conquest for our race will succeed.
In A Game of Thrones, Liam Catterson was played by Liam Catterson. Sarah Penelope was played by Juliet Raw. Sesski Calyces was played by Sesskasays. George and Rahareys Tarenerys was played by George Alexander. Jeyla was played by Zehra O. Ari was played by Rachel Winwood. Ty Calyces was played by Liam Duke. The Prime was played by Christopher Whiteford. Next time on the Catterson Chronicles.
Here it is, the first angel.
You said the angels must be after something.
There was a forest that was closed off from the public because of multiple deaths.
This universe shall be your home, my angels.
Liam, is this normal?
You're just as monstrous as these creatures.
Just keep running until we're far away from the forest!
Don't take your eyes off the angel.
Be brave. Be brave.
The Catterson Chronicles will return on October 6.